Greetings, family. Excuse me. Welcome to a new you, holistic wellness, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here. I'm Aquani, aka Anjuanita, and I am glad to be here today. I'm a little not perplexed by the reading, but it's a bit of a Debbie Downer from the reading I just did. So it's like, I was at a real high. And now we're somewhere different. So, this reading, I'm coming to you live to tell you some shit about to come to an end. You about to have some real tower downfall moments. Something is about to bring your world crashing down. A very, life-changing occurrence is taking place and about to take place. Something that's out of nowhere that you literally have no control over. But with that, you walk away a free man. You get away from it, but this experience is going to require some adjusting, some re-evaluating. And although we just came off a really high reading of love and relationship, this one is completely the opposite, where this mind-blowing, life-changing occurrence for many will be around relationship. Relationships coming to an end. We have the courting card here. And the courting card is a card that basically it gives a description of, the meaning of courting and the history of it. And long ago, when courting and dating were taken way more seriously than in today's times, courting was a whole family affair. It was beyond the beginning dating phases. Now we're exclusive. We're really coming to know each other exclusively. And where the families got involved was where, because back in the day, like during slave plantation times, immediately after rather, where black people started to come into places of affluency. Excuse me. It was so there were very few who walked in that, because again we're coming out of slavery, so there were very few free slaves with money, and people who were able to start their families off with something, not from the bottom up. So it was very important to keep that in the family, to keep with a partner that would maintain and keep the generational wealth. So with that being said, courting was taken very seriously. There was a lot of thought put into it, a lot involved. With that showing up in the reading here, I feel like with the Tower card and everything else that I'm showing, I feel like this reading is saying this is really a time for you to introspect and really hone in on your current relationship. And is this really the relationship and love affair for you? Is this union serving your highest good? Is this union bringing out the best in you? Now, let me also say this. Sometimes we, in life, not just in relationship, we go through things and we automatically, oh, that's the devil, it's the enemy, and we run from it. Oftentimes there's things we don't understand. Maybe a process on our job we don't understand, we're just not getting it, and the first thing we say, this ain't the job for me, I need to find a new job. Instead of really figuring out what it is you don't understand, really just doing the homework, you know what I'm saying? Taking the time and the effort to figure it out, because a lot of times that's what it is. I know for me personally, I was in corporate America for a while, and then, sorry about that. I was in corporate America for a while, and then I went on to pursue my nail career for like 15 years or so. And in between that, once or twice, I went back to corporate America and have since dibble dabbled with having to work on computer systems since then. Um, I'm an entrepreneur now with a few things going on, and with that, I've had to do like computer work, just building the business, paperwork and stuff, forms and documents, and everything involved with building a business. The budget was for me to do it. We could not afford to pay somebody $5,000 to $10,000 to basically build this business for us. So, with some skill and knowledge and know-how myself, and thank God for a few gifts and talents and abilities, I'm able to do it myself. However, technology has really advanced since the time that I was in corporate America full time. With that being said, there are some tasks that I am assigned to in my own businesses and with my husband's businesses. Excuse me, that require me to be a bit more technically savvy than I am. And so with that, those tended to be the tasks that I ignored and negated quite often. But my business was suffering, like I couldn't move forward. There was no progression. So I finally just had to take the time to really sit down and learn the new applications, learn the new systems, figure this shit out. So I said all that to say that there are times in your relationships and in life where, you maybe just need to take the time and effort, put in the work. And so during this time of evaluation of your current situation, marriage, relationship, what have you, make sure that you've put in the work, and that when you decide to walk away, that it's not just something that you just really need to put forth some effort in, and that maybe it's something that's really not serving your highest good. So with that, and I sense that that's just where this particular reading is, but just keep that as a tad bit going forward, because what's going to happen after this, you are moving into a flourishing relationship and love affair. So, again, with that still work is required in anything, so make sure that you're putting forth the necessary effort for the seed to grow and blossom. But for now, take off the rose-colored lenses and see it for what it really is. The big house. sometimes we stay in situations because of the convenience and because of the work that'll have to be done if we leave that situation. I sense that somebody is really living in the big house. So you have all the fancy, lush, it looked good on the outside. But the big house was literally sitting on a plantation, a slave plantation. There's people jumping from the windows, trying to get away from the big house, falling to their death, being murdered, being thrown out of the windows. But you with your rose-colored glasses on, oh, everything is fine. He paid the bills. He take care of me. He take care of the kids. He buy me everything I need. I got a new car. I got a nice diamond ring. I got all the clothes and designer pieces that I need and want. I got on $50,000 earrings. But you're literally living on a plantation, a slave plantation. Turmoil, manipulation, abuse. It's time to take the rose-colored glasses off. And that's where this whole your world coming to an end comes into place. Like everything is about to come crashing down. Once you take these rose-colored glasses off and see shit for what it really is, you're going to walk away a free man. Allow this tower moment to happen. Do not try to fight this. Okay? Do not try to fight this. Really begin to stand up for yourself. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. That's what this card is. The Nine of Sticks. This is enough is enough. When you decide to walk away, prepare yourself. This is preparation. She's got all her protectors behind her. She got her pistol. She got her Bible, her holy word. She ready. She's about to stand up for herself. It is time for you to stand up for yourself. On this slave plantation, stand up for yourself. Take the rose-colored glasses off. Allow this tower moment to happen so that you can be free. Free in your soul, free in yourself. You know, this card for me represents it. You're just not being taken seriously in your current situation. You are not with the one that you're suited for. And that's what courting was about. Connecting with the one that you are suited for. I don't know no other way to say it, but it's about to come crashing down. You've been oppressed for a very long time, and it's about to be over. You finally decided that enough is enough. Oh, she got her mojo bag, you know. I am just now in the process of having available sacred chicken feet. So I'm offering chicken feet rituals and amulets for protection So make sure that you get you some protection. Whatever that means for you. Bodyguard, pit bull, cane corso, guard dog, German shepherd, chicken feet, whatever you get you a shield. Get protected. Protect yourself. If you are afraid, go with somebody. Have somebody with you. But this reading is definitely calling you to stand up for yourself and protect yourself. You've been oppressed and abused for so long, and it is time to stand up for yourself. It's basically like, I'm not afraid of you no more, nigga. I'm not. Whatever about to happen is just about to happen, because I'm not backing down. How about that? Okay? So whatever you gonna do, all these threats you've been making all these years, I don't care. That's fine. That's fine. Because I've taken the rose-colored glasses off, and I'm no longer making excuses for you. Okay? Stop making excuses for your partner and your mate. Take them rose-colored glasses off. Your ancestors behind you, waiting for you to make a move. They got your back. They got your back. This move, this tower moment, this walking away from the plantation, taking the rose-colored glasses off, is really a movement of courage, perseverance, faith, resilience, willpower, being prepared to fight to the death. That's how serious this is, y'all. For real. Be prepared to fight to the death. Stand your ground. This is a time to really get a backbone. Stand up for yourself. Take the rose-colored glasses off. The big house. You got to be willing to walk away from the big house, from the lush and the plush of how it looks on the outside. You know, right now, currently, today in 2022, there are people who take tours of the southern plantations. And on these tours, excuse me, they talk about how beautiful the land is and all the beautiful poppies and flowers and things that have grown and still grow naturally on that land. But what is never discussed is the oppression and the turmoil and the death and the beatings. Some of y'all been getting beat the fuck up. And it's time to take these rose-colored glasses off, covering up the whole truth. You're going to walk away a victor. But you have to be willing to accept this tower moment in your life. The plantation shows these lovely, or these tours show these lovely Victorian gardens. Millions of people from around the world flock to these plantations. The guys go on and on about lemonade and all the quaint little customs and all the little unique eccentric, oh Lord, eccentric, shit. I'm saying it in my head. Eccentricities. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The eccentric shit. And they going on and on and on like it was just a simple life, back on the plantation, like everything was just sweet. But they don't talk about the shit that was going before they got there, which means that it was already, indigenous people there who basically was forced to work on their own land. So they ignore all of that. The point is, you've been ignoring a lot of shit. All you talk about is the lemonade and the quaint customs and how beautiful the Victorian land is, the Victorian home, and how plush the land is, and the fields and the flowers and everything that's blossoming and blooming on the land. But you literally don't talk about the people being thrown from the windows. You don't talk about how he beating up on you. You don't talk about how he tell you ain't shit. That you ain't nothing and you will never be nothing. You don't talk about how he won't even let you leave the house. How he won't let you have any friends. It says that the big house was an unpredictable house of horrors. Some of you are living in an unpredictable house of horror. But you living with rose-colored glasses on. This reading is so calling you to take them glasses off. Remove the scales from your eyes. Woo! This card is definitely preparing you for a sudden change and the subsequent trauma that will come from it. This is going to be a situation where, again, you just going to have to deal with it the best way you know how and get through it. You ever had that moment? But trust me, you do. And when you look back, you be like, woo! This is a real walk of faith, y'all. A real walk of faith. I've had many of those in my life where I've just had to completely walk away. And honestly, the last time's greatest blessing of my life, which has really brought me here today, walking in my divine purpose. So when I tell you, don't be afraid of walking away and don't be afraid of the tower moments. Like you're literally living on a fucking plantation. Walk away. It's going to be a problem for some of y'all because some of y'all don't like change and you're resisting it. It's just easier to be where you are. But when I say this is for your highest good, do not resist it. Take them glasses off. Your plans may be disrupted in a way you can't imagine. It's going to be a real breakthrough moment in your life. But that's always good. Whenever there's an ending, there's a new beginning. For sure. And one thing I can assure you, is that, and it's funny that I did that reading first. I did a love reading first. And when I tell you those cards came out so powerfully and beautifully about how wonderful a love it's going to be. And I promise you, for God, in that reading, my spirit spoke and said, but you got to go through this tower moment first, this healing, this breaking, before you get to this new harmonious love affair. But I assure you, it's coming, my brother, my sister. But you got to be willing to receive it and walk in it. Don't fight it. This is going to be so like traumatic for you. You're going to need some help to get through it. Like, it's a real breaking moment. A real breaking moment. Have your sister friend on deck. Have your, your spiritual guide, your spiritual leader, whoever that may be, whether you're in the church or not. I'm available. My services are available for spiritual guidance and counseling. As I mentioned to you, I am a ordained minister in all 50 states, so you're gonna need some help to get through this. Pick up the pieces and let go. Sometimes things come as a surprise, but many times it's really not a surprise. Like, we just weren't ready to receive it. But it's that time that you receive it. And then walk in being a free man. Like, the Fool card is about receiving it all, about having it all, getting the whole truth, nothing but the truth to set you free. And that's what's about to happen with this tower moment. The truth shall set you free once you take them rose-colored glasses off. This is a time that is calling you to be willing to risk it all and let it all go. To truly, really be free. Where you just really don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck what nobody say. You don't care what they think. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is at this point. You don't give a fuck that, okay, you got to go back to your mama house. Okay, you be single. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you feel is the bottom, so to speak, it's okay. You got to be willing to go there to really be free. Be afraid to take a risk. And make it today, not one day. Make it today. The free man is tired of being so deep, so calculating, so restricted, and so dead. Like, you're tired. You're tired of all the restrictions from living on a fucking plantation. Think about it. The slaves couldn't do shit. Go to their little quarters after they done work their ass off all day long and just be and do with little. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're in a situation where you're just really left to fend for yourself. Yes, financially, things are in place and taken care of, but you are literally fending for yourself every day. You don't have a connection with your partner, your mate, no intimacy. You know what I'm saying? In any sex that you have, there is no intimacy. It's just that, if he's even present for that. But I sense that this man is off doing his own thing, and you just really want to be free. This breaking is going to require you to be subservient to the status quo. Like, you're going to have to be willing to walk away from conventional wisdom, because this ain't going to make no sense, because it's major. It's going to seem foolish to many that you encounter and are connected to. It's going to seem reckless and immature. Somebody's going to say, how are you walking away from all this stability? How are you walking away from this man taking care of you? He treats you like royalty, like a queen. And they don't know that this nigga beats you like crazy every night. And some of them may even know and still say you should stay. Because obviously what they value, the material shit. Mm-mm. You're going to have the courage to follow your calling, despite the possible dire consequences. Having an unshakable faith that makes that courage possible. So, things you should consider. What's the best possible outcome for yourself? Once you finally stand up for yourself, realize that your ancestors and spirit guides are behind you, guiding you, protecting you. Think about what is the best possible thing that could happen. Also consider what's the worst thing that could happen. Is that what you really want to take place? If you are in a situation of domestic violence and abuse, I admonish you to get away. Find you a source of safety. Like I was saying earlier, you might have to, desperate times calls for desperate measures. You may have to be willing to leave this beautiful, lush plantation on the outside. Leave all of your conveniences and accommodations and be willing to go to a shelter, a group home, to get away. It's that serious right now. Because a lot of times, what many don't really consider when they're in situations of abuse and domestic violence is that it'll get worse. They've adapted to the abuse as it is, so you never think it'll get worse. But every time it does get worse, you adapt more and more. What happens when abuse ends in death? Listen, y'all, this is serious right now. It's death all over these cards. I'm telling you, this shit is serious. Get the fuck out. Okay? Get out. Guns here, protection. Your ancestors and spirit guides is trying to tell you to get the fuck out. People falling to their death. It's serious. I'm telling you. It's time for you to take the rose-colored glasses off and get away. Mhm. Do not doubt yourself. Um, you're not crazy. Everything that you knew all along is. You just, again, did not have the courage to walk in it and the courage to take the glasses off. But today you do, because your faith is strong. And I affirm that for you and with you, that your faith is strong. Your faith is where it needs to be, that you have the courage to remove the rose-colored glasses and see things for what they really are on this plantation of death and horror. House of, what did it say? Unexpected horror? I think that's what it said. That's serious. So again, I affirm with you today that your strength and courage is where it needs to be. That you walk away from this unpredictable house of horrors. That you know you are protected, safe, shielded, and covered. I affirm with you today that you have the strength to stand up for yourself. That you do not back down. That you claim your freedom. That you take this shit seriously. I affirm with you today that you are comforted in knowing that this too shall pass. That you are comforted in knowing that there are brighter days ahead. That you are comforted in knowing that this is necessary and that it is for your highest good. I affirm with you today that you are comforted in knowing that the harmonious love affair that you desire and long for, that it is on the horizon. That healing shall come forth. That you shall arise. You shall arise. That you walk away a free man. This is a picture of a man walking away from the tomb of one of the greatest slave owners. Like, he had the most slaves in America. John C. Ward, somebody like that. So to see this individual walking away, it's like they're walking away with peace. And they have a jar of dirt in their hands. And the jar of dirt, we don't know what it is here, but it could symbolize that jars of dirt were used when in different rituals back in the day. Basically, in protection rituals. So with that, with him walking away, and he's walking away so casually and so peacefully with this jar of dirt in his hand, just comforted in knowing that everything that they deserve, they're going to get. And he's walking away a free man. A free man. So you don't have to worry about, if they're going to get what they deserve. You don't have to worry about that. Oh, that's the wrong picture. Shit. I mean the wrong. I want to see if something is mentioned here. The king of the rice planters, that was his name. The largest American slaveholder. And right here, it's like, did he risk being prosecuted for trespassing or witchcraft? Because back then, it was illegal for witchcraft. And that's why it come down to it. You got to be just willing. It don't even matter to risk it all at this point. Like, there's so much at stake. All right. I think that about does it. But again, I encourage you to take the rose-colored glasses off and to know that a harmonious love affair after this is on the horizon. All right? So that's it for today. Again, I appreciate you taking the time to be with me. Aquani at a new you. We're talking about a new you holistic wellness. If this video resonated with you in any type of way and you felt the good energy vibes, soul healing love that I bring to you, please like the video, share, comment. I promise I don't know how to respond to the comments yet, but if I see one, I promise I'll figure it out so that I can comment back eventually. And also, please subscribe to my channel, A New You Holistic Wellness. Just hit that button, boop, subscribe. Beep. You can even put on an alarm when I post new videos. You get an alert, a notification. How about that? So I'm going to become one of y'all favorite readers and sharers, healers. I hope to give back to you all in a very, very, very special way. So with that, you all have a great day. Again, thank you for tuning in. And you'll have to go back and start from scratch. Let it all go. Walk away. Start from scratch. Be willing. Ooh, number 6 here. Number 6 here. Start from scratch. Scrap this one. Throw it all away. Have a great day, y'all. Love you. Bye.